All right, gentlemen, let's drop the small talk for a moment and be honest with each other. If your mornings, and yes, I mean those mornings, don't feel as reliable or as powerful as they once did, I want you to pause whatever you're doing and really listen to this, because this conversation matters. You're probably standing in your kitchen right now, waiting for that first cup of coffee. That cup isn't optional, it's tradition, it's comfort, it's your personal ignition switch for the day. But here's the question no one ever asks you. What if that same cup of coffee could do more than just wake you up? What if instead of being a temporary jolt that fades by mid-morning, it could become a daily tool, one that supports blood flow, sustains energy, and helps restore the kind of vitality you've quietly been missing? Yes, even that kind of vitality. My name is Dr. Walter. I've spent over a decade working as a urologist, and during those years I've sat across from thousands of men who look confident on the outside but carry very real concerns on the inside. Men who are successful, capable, respected, yet privately frustrated by changes they never expected to feel so deeply. And here's what years of clinical experience have taught me. The most effective solutions aren't always locked behind prescriptions, procedures, or embarrassing conversations. Very often, they're hiding in plain sight, right there in your kitchen. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple, natural additions you can put directly into your morning coffee. Not supplements with fancy labels, not internet hype. Real ingredients supported by peer-reviewed medical research and used successfully by real men I've worked with to restore energy, confidence, and performance. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you're watching this because you want honest, practical answers, not hype, tap the like button. It helps this message reach other men who need it just as much as you do. And drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. This community reaches farther than you might think. Now let's talk about coffee itself. I love coffee. You love coffee. It jumpstarts the heart, sharpens the mind, and gives you that immediate sense of readiness. But once you pass 50, plain black coffee has a serious flaw. It's a spike and collapse cycle. Your nervous system fires up, your heart rate jumps, your brain lights up, and then just as fast, it falls apart. By late morning, you're foggy, irritable, and hunting for cup number 2. From a biological standpoint, caffeine alone doesn't solve the real issues aging men face. In fact, it ignores them entirely. Testosterone gradually declines. Blood vessels lose elasticity. Nitric oxide production, the key driver of circulation, drops significantly. Caffeine gives the illusion of power, but it doesn't rebuild the system. It's like revving an engine with worn-out fuel lines. So here's the shift I want you to make. Stop thinking of coffee as an alarm clock. Start thinking of it as a delivery system. After 50, your body is like a finely tuned classic machine, and classic machines don't run well on cheap fuel. They need premium input. The good news is, you don't need to change your routine. You don't need to wake up earlier. You don't need discipline or willpower. You simply upgrade what's already in your cup. I want to be very clear about why this matters. In my practice, I've spoken with executives, mechanics, teachers, veterans, grandfathers, men from every background, and they all say the same thing in different words. When energy fades, when performance becomes unreliable, it doesn't just affect the body, it chips away at confidence, identity, and emotional closeness. This isn't vanity, this is quality of life. Medications can help some men, but they're expensive, often temporary, and usually treat symptoms, not causes. My goal has always been different. Help men support their own physiology so their bodies can function the way they were designed to. That's where today's strategy comes in, what I call vascular vitality. Everything you're about to hear supports 3 things: blood flow, hormonal signaling, and cellular resilience. So let's turn that ordinary cup of coffee into a daily act of self-respect. We're counting down 5 additions you can start using tomorrow. Number 5, the blood sugar stabilizer, cinnamon. Not a mountain of it, just a quarter to half a teaspoon. This one looks simple, but don't underestimate it. Cinnamon plays a crucial role in blood sugar control, and that matters far more for male performance than most men realize. When blood sugar spikes and crashes, it damages the inner lining of blood vessels through a process called glycation. Over time, this stiffens arteries and restricts blood flow, especially in the smallest, most sensitive vessels. Cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity. Even in men who aren't diabetic, this protection preserves healthy circulation and prevents long-term vascular damage. The result? More reliable blood flow, more stable energy, less fatigue. Cinnamon also changes how coffee feels. It slightly slows caffeine absorption, turning coffee from a jittery spike into smoother, calmer energy that lasts longer. Many men notice fewer shakes, less anxiety, and no mid-morning crash. How to use it? 1/4 to half teaspoon cinnamon. Whenever possible, choose Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon. It's safer for daily use than common cassia cinnamon. As a bonus, cinnamon makes your coffee taste richer and more refined without sugar. Simple ingredient, found in almost every kitchen, powerful long-term impact. That's why cinnamon earns the number 5 spot. Number 4, the nitric oxide activator. Unsweetened cocoa powder. This is not hot chocolate. We're talking about pure, dark, unsweetened cocoa powder, the kind that's almost black and tastes rich, not sweet. Cocoa is one of the most powerful natural sources of flavonoids, especially epicatechin. These compounds directly increase your body's production of nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for telling blood vessels to relax and open. Nitric oxide is the master switch for circulation. As men age, nitric oxide levels drop sharply. That's one of the main reasons blood flow becomes weaker and less reliable. Cocoa helps turn that system back on. Clinical research shows that regular cocoa intake can improve arterial function by up to 30%, with effects comparable to some medications, without the side effects. There's also a mental benefit. Cocoa contains natural mood-supporting compounds that improve focus and motivation. When circulation improves, the brain feels it too. How to use it? 1 teaspoon unsweetened cocoa powder. Stir it directly into your coffee. If the taste is too bitter, add a small amount of stevia or monk fruit, but avoid sugar completely. Sugar cancels out the benefit by spiking blood glucose and damaging blood vessels. Think of cocoa as a sugar-free mocha that restores circulation. That's why it earns the number 4 spot. Number 3, the hormonal adaptogen, maca root powder. This one may sound unfamiliar, but don't skip it. Maca root has been used for thousands of years in the high Andes of Peru, where it grows in extreme conditions. That environment forces the plant to become exceptionally resilient, and that resilience is exactly what makes it valuable for aging men. Maca is an adaptogen, meaning it helps your body adapt to stress and restore balance. Most importantly, it supports your hormone system without adding hormones from the outside. Instead of forcing testosterone up, maca works higher in the chain, supporting the brain's hormone control centers so your body can regulate itself more effectively. Clinical studies show that men taking maca daily report improvements in desire, vitality, and overall well-being within a few weeks. The effects are gradual, steady, and sustainable, not a sudden spike that fades. Many men describe the effect in a simple way: I feel switched back on. Focus improves, motivation returns, mental fog lifts. How to use it? Start with half a teaspoon maca powder. Work up to 1 teaspoon daily. Yellow maca is the mildest and best for beginners. Black maca is often preferred for stamina and energy. Flavor-wise, maca adds a mild, nutty, slightly caramel-like note that blends well with coffee. Maca earns the number 3 spot because it restores balance at the source, helping your body remember how to function the way it used to. Number 2, the hormone fuel, coconut oil or MCT oil? Yes, oil in your coffee. And no, this isn't a fad. For men over 50, this is about hormone fuel. Testosterone isn't created out of thin air. Your body needs fat and cholesterol as raw materials. Years of low-fat dieting can quietly leave your hormone system underpowered. Coconut oil and MCT oil provide medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, fats that are absorbed quickly and converted directly into usable energy. Unlike other fats, they don't get stored, they get used. Studies show men who consume MCTs tend to maintain higher testosterone levels compared to those relying on long-chain fats. You're not adding hormones, you're giving your body what it needs to produce its own. There's also a noticeable energy benefit. When fat is combined with caffeine, it slows absorption, turning coffee from a sharp spike into smooth, steady energy that lasts for hours. No jitters, no crash, no 10 a.m. brain fog. This is why many men report sharper focus, better mood, and more consistent stamina throughout the day. How to use it? Half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil. Blend it, don't just stir it. Use a frother, blender, or shake it in a jar. The result is a creamy, latte-like texture. If you're new to this, start with half a teaspoon. Your digestion will adapt quickly. Simple change, sustained energy, stronger hormonal support. That's why this ingredient earns the number 2 spot. Number 1. The circulation catalyst, ginger. If there's one ingredient on this list that men over 50 consistently underestimate, it's ginger. Most people think of ginger as a remedy for nausea or colds, but biologically, ginger is something far more powerful. It's a circulation activator. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols and shogalls. These compounds reduce chronic inflammation, relax blood vessels, and improve the function of the vessel lining itself. In simple terms, they help blood vessels open wider and respond faster. And better circulation means better delivery of oxygen, nutrients, and hormones, where it matters most. Here's the part most men are never told. Testosterone production depends heavily on healthy blood flow and low oxidative stress in the testicles. Ginger helps protect this tissue from damage and has been shown to increase luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells your body to produce more testosterone. In one clinical study, men who consumed ginger daily experienced testosterone increases of nearly 18% over several months. That's not stimulation, that's restoration. When combined with coffee, ginger works even better. Coffee flips the on switch, but ginger smooths the response. Less jitter, more warmth, and a stronger, more grounded sense of energy. Men often describe the effect as feeling awake from the inside, not wired or anxious. How to use it? 1/4 teaspoon powdered ginger or 1 thin slice of fresh ginger. Start small, especially if you have a sensitive stomach. Ginger can slightly thin the blood, so if you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor first. Ginger earns the number 1 spot because it doesn't target just one system. It supports circulation, protects hormone production, and improves overall vitality. Small amount, big impact. That's why it belongs at the top of the list. Now I know what you're thinking. Am I supposed to turn my mornings into a chemistry experiment? Absolutely not. Here's the lazy man plan. Mix cinnamon, cocoa, and maca in equal parts. Keep the jar next to your coffee maker. Add 1 teaspoon daily. That's it. Start with one ingredient if you prefer. Cinnamon is the easiest entry point. Track your energy, focus, mood, and morning performance for 30 days. Gentlemen, this phase of life is not a decline. It's a transition that demands smarter fuel. You deserve strength. You deserve confidence. You deserve dignity. Your coffee can be more than a habit. It can be a daily statement that you still expect your body to perform. Tomorrow morning, remember this conversation. Drop a comment and tell me which ingredient you'll try first.
Subscribe for weekly real talk strategies for men who refuse to fade quietly. And share this with one man who needs it. Small changes create powerful results. This is Dr. Walter Harrison, reminding you that your best years are still very much within reach.